Well, Bangladesh's interim leader Muhammad Yunus has appealed for the nation's patience, pledging that general elections would be held after electoral and institutional reforms were completed. He said this in a televised address marking 100 days in office. In fact, the 84-year-old leader has vowed that an election commission would be formed within a few days. But as far as the specific timeline is concerned, he did not provide any details, citing the need for significant electoral and constitutional reforms. For a quick update from Ground Zero, we have with us Mohammad Kamruzzaman, senior journalist with TRT World. Thank you so much for joining us on NDTV. Some experts are arguing that if the interim administration falters in making reforms, the outcome is likely to be an early election with little progress. And in the worst case scenario, the military could also assume power. But take us through the state of affairs at the moment. Any consensus emerging among the political parties?
Thank you very much for having me. Actually, the people as well as the political parties all are interested for having a fair, participatory and inclusive election. That's why actually political parties as well as people are interested to wait until a very fruitful reformation. Actually, the experience of the people as well as the political parties not so good. During the last three elections in 2014, 2018 and 2024, that was actually marred by irregularities, ballot stuffing and other interference by the then government led by Sheikh Hasina. That's why people actually interested to see a fair election. And for that reason, actually, the country needs some reformation in election commission as well as civil administration and law enforcing agencies. And Dr. Yunus actually said that they also want a fair election after the important reforms. So there is, of course, consensus among the people as well as political parties for election. But that election must fair and participatory.
Well, the question of when the next election will be held in the neighborhood in Bangladesh is on everyone's mind. But analysts have also argued that for now, Mr. Yunus and his colleagues do have widespread support. No one is disputing that. But as we know, popular expectations are also double-edged, right?
Yes, thank you. Actually, election, people are interested because based on the experiences, they want to exercise their voting right. And that's why, of course, this government is not for a long time. But you know that already Dr. Yunus has indicated in a talk show by an international television channel that maybe 4 years, but not more than 4 years, yes. It may be a logical time. But they're interested to hold the election early. But it may take 4 years even to complete the reformation and other necessary amendment in the important departments of the government. So we also expect that the election, it will not be held even less than 2 years. This is my prediction.
Right.
Maybe this interim government, which they are claiming that as a result of a mass uprising, they have come to power. So they need to fulfill the expectation of the people and the necessary reformation people also want. So they will ensure that reformation first, then they will hold the election. Right. This is the claim of the government. However, from the political parties, especially the main opposition political party under the Sheikh Hasina regime, that means Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, they also want election as
well. We'll be keeping a close eye on all the political developments in the neighborhood in Bangladesh. But thank you so much, Mohammad Kamruzzaman, for joining us on NDTV.